And hello everyone. Today is Saturday, December 13th, 2025. Time's around 2 p.m. Pacific. And the temperature is 13 degrees Celsius here in Vancouver. And welcome Juanita, Dutchman, and Jazz. How are you guys doing? Hope you're enjoying your lovely Saturday. We're already at mid-December. Christmas time is upon us. And it's a nice, fairly warm day here in Vancouver. It's the only day so far this month that it hasn't rained, actually. It's rained every single day this month up until today. And basically since the second week of October, it's been raining about six out of 7 days a week. We've got Medano in the house. What's up, Medano? Dutchman says it's 80 degrees in Phoenix. Well, that's nice. I wouldn't mind that. Although 80 can be a little hard to walk in for too long on a live stream. This weather is a little bit easier to do a long walk. Starting out on Commercial Drive here in the heart of East Vancouver. We have Kyle Walker with us. Hey Kyle, how you doing, my man? Kyle is a streamer in Toronto as well. And Princess Margaret's with us. Welcome, Princess, to a nice mild afternoon here in the city of Vancouver on one of the more busier streets. This Commercial Drive is actually named one of the coolest streets in the world, I guess. It's definitely a cool street. It's got a lot of commercial activity. That's why it's called Commercial Drive, obviously. But this is considered to be part of Little Italy here, the heart of Little Italy in Vancouver. East Vancouver is where most of the Italians came back in the day. You can tell by the crosswalks are in the, it even says Little Italy right there. We've got Katie Lynch. How are you? Old voice from San Francisco. Yes, I remember, Katie. Hope you're doing well. And Aloha Danica's with us. Happy holidays to you, Aloha Danica. As you guys know, I haven't streamed much lately, and not at all this month because it's rained every single day until today. We got a little break in the action. But I've also been busy with other stuff. I'm working on studying for a new career, I guess you could say, in real estate. I'm hoping to get into commercial real estate. I'm studying for the exam to get my real estate license. And so that might be a new career path that I venture into. So we have the Persia Foods. Yeah, I might as well do something with my life, eh, Juanita? Can only goof off for so long, you know what I'm saying? Plus, there's no jobs in my actual field that I'm an expert in, which is pharmaceutical research and development. We don't have too many of those jobs here in Vancouver. All those companies are in either San Francisco or Boston. And right now, American companies aren't really hiring anybody that's not a U.S. citizen or a green card holder. So we have the Indo-Chinese street walk. But even if I do get a real career, I will still keep the channel going, you know.
Those gems to put in their stuff.
It's been in the low 50s in the Bay Area. That's cold for us. Yeah, low 50s. Well, in San Francisco, low 50s is pretty common. Low 50s is pretty common in the winter. I don't remember what city you live in, Katie. If it's San Francisco or somewhere down the peninsula, or... The Bay Area is very weird because you can have microclimates where it's cold in San Francisco and then you drive like an hour and it's like hot. Oh, you're in the Richmond district of San Francisco, yeah. That's a nice spot. There's a second Chinatown there.
Isn't that the funniest thing ever?
Interesting mural here. Pretty nice mural. I like this. Not sure what it represents, but you know, I don't really know the meaning of art. I just like looking at this. Is kind of surrealistic, which is my favorite genre of art. Previously I said I'm not a huge fan of painting and stuff, and I'm not, but when it comes to surrealism, I am a huge fan. Like Salvador Dali, he's my favorite painter by far. But like Van Gogh and those watercolor guys, those don't really interest me. But Salvador Dali, he makes some very nice paintings, or he did. Another nice mural here. The Royal Canadian Legion. That's what this building is actually. Similar to, I guess, in the States it would be called the VFW. Van City Weed Shop. Dutchman, speaking of weather, you've been watching the flooding videos in Washington State. Yeah, there's a lot of flooding in BC too. In Abbotsford, there is some heavy flooding. Some river overflowed. And they're pretty upset about it because the same thing happened like I think 4 years ago and they still haven't done anything about it, and now it happened again. This is East 8th Avenue. I've never been over here. Let's go see what's over on East 8th Avenue. Looks residential, but you can check it out. Looks like there's a fire truck here. The Fraser River, says Mark Bass. I don't believe it was the Fraser River. I think it was a different river. I'm not exactly sure. There's a bunch of rivers around here. This is water country. I mean, when it hasn't stopped raining for probably 15 days in a row, you're going to get some flooding. I wonder if there was an actual fire or just a false alarm. That house looks like it's in bad shape right there. That's what you call a fixer-upper. A fixer-upper. Looks like there's a few fixer-uppers over here on East 8th Avenue. Right across from this park. It's a large multiplex building there where In Vancouver, you can build multiplexes now in the residential neighborhood. So if you buy one of these houses, you can tear it down and build like a 8-unit apartment building if you want, something like that. You'd take it, Mark? This is called W.C. Shelley Park. Never been over here.
Stop vlogging!
That guy said stop vlogging. No, I'm good. I'll keep vlogging. Can tell it's warm today when folks are wearing shorts here in front of us. Shorts and golden shoes. The guy had golden shoes. I don't know if you noticed that. We're not going to do too long of a live stream this evening. I've got to get back to my studying. Well, we'll go for like an hour, hour and a half. Could have been a gas leak or a carbon monoxide alarm went off. That's true, yeah. Definitely could have been something like that. We've got Carpo Brodus. What's up, Carpo? How you doing, my man? We've got Explore Dubai with Nadia. Hello. Explore Dubai with Nadia. Wow, it's beautiful. Where are you from? I'm from Toronto. Explore Dubai with Nadia. Welcome. Nadia is my sister's name, actually. I've never been to Dubai, but I've seen a lot of videos and stuff. Dubai seems to be a hot spot nowadays. A lot of people are going to Dubai. Nice large home there. That must be at least a duplex, if not a fourplex. We've got Steel Israel and Randy Ruck. I'm under 2 feet of snow. Randy, wow. I should visit Dubai. I'd like to go there one day. At least once in your life, yeah. Oh, he's backing up in the we have Jean-Marc Bardot. OMG, hello from France. No snow in Vancouver, says Steel Israel. No snow thus far this year, no. Just tons of rain. It's rained every single day in December so far until today. That's why I thought I'd come out and do a quick live stream. And basically it's been raining 6 days a week ever since like October, so it's a wet city out here. Right now we're on Woodland Street in the Grandview Woodland neighborhood. Got a nice another small park here for people to enjoy, and this guy has some Christmas lights going. Hello, Michelle Gray. Calgary is minus 20. Oh, wow. Randy says no flooding in Vancouver. Not in Vancouver itself, but there's flooding in Abbotsford. There's a lot of flooding in Abbotsford. John Mark says they had snow in Niagara Falls. Yeah, I believe that. Mike Landry, $2 super chat. Thank you so much, Mike Landry. Appreciate you, my friend. Hope you're doing well. This looks like a nice area. This is a nice area. Beautiful tall trees here in this park. It's a very quiet little neighborhood. And very walkable, very close to Commercial Drive, where there's tons of stores and coffee shops and restaurants. So I like East Vancouver a lot. A lot of people, well, they do know, the people in this city, they know a lot about Vancouver, but like East Vancouver, I think, is where a lot of the action is. Most people associate downtown with a lot of the action, but East Vancouver has just as much going on, pretty much, in the Commercial Drive, East Hastings corridor. Let's go up this hill here. Nature is beautiful, yes. Fraser Valley's getting nailed, yeah. That's what I was referring to. Abbotsford and other parts of the Fraser Valley is flooding over there. It's cold in France, bit like Vancouver weather. Oh, okay. Does it snow a lot in France or not really? Not talking about the French Alps, but like in the rest of France. Not much snow in recent years, but in Mont Blanc area it's snow. Yeah, probably in Chamonix there's plenty of snow. You miss Vancouver and the lower mainland when you lived here from 85 to 95. Well, that's a good time to have lived here. When they had Expo 86, the city must have been growing like crazy during that time. Speaking of France, I could sure go for some cheese. I eat a lot of cheese and crackers as a snack. Looks like we've got a dead end right here. Oh, is it cutting out a bit? Sorry, I'm not sure. I could switch SIM cards if it keeps happening. Let me know. Got the SkyTrain line in front of us and ran into a bit of a dead end, but we'll just go down this walking path here. You lived in Victoria, cool. I've been to Victoria many years ago, but I haven't been there since I've moved to Vancouver. We see the beautiful mountains in front of us. Coast mountains. Okay, we're good. Thanks, Carpo. Staircase. Cool guitar mosaic here, made out of tile. Yeah, I will go to Victoria. I know it's pretty nice there for sure. It's not that easy to get to. Like you take a ferry from Vancouver, but it takes an hour and a half. But the ferry doesn't drop you off in Victoria, really. It drops you off like 45 minutes. Take another form of transportation to get to like Victoria. You can do a bus trip, but it takes 4 hours basically each way, so it's not really that convenient to do a day trip there. Although I believe Henry did it. I'm not exactly sure how long it took him. What is the population of Vancouver? Well, you've got the city of Vancouver, which has about 700 and then there's Metro Vancouver, which is 2.5 million, which contains a bunch of different outer municipalities, such as Burnaby and Surrey. Surrey is basically the same population as Vancouver, so Surrey's really big. There's another 700,000 over there. Burnaby and Richmond, I believe, have like maybe 250 each or something like that. And then there's Coquitlam and Langley and Port Moody, Delta, BC. All these municipalities all belong to the Metro Vancouver area, including West Vancouver and North Vancouver, but they are all technically separate cities. Vancouver just never amalgamated all of its smaller municipalities. They all just stayed independent for some reason. Not like Toronto, which combined all of its 6 major boroughs into one and formed a so-called megacity. So probably 2.5 million or so. So not a huge city by international standards, but I believe it's the second biggest in Canada. I believe it's bigger than Montreal in terms of population. Canada has a lot of old English names, correct. Lisa, welcome Lisa, happy holidays. Yeah, that's right, Michelle. It doesn't drop you off really right in Victoria, which would be a lot more convenient if it did. I could take my car on the ferry. Yeah, you're right. I could do that. I forgot about that, Mark. I could take my car on the ferry. That's a good point. I'm not sure how much that would cost. It's 9 degrees Fahrenheit in Michigan. That's cold. Nine degrees Fahrenheit is very cold. 9 degrees Celsius isn't so bad, but 9 degrees Fahrenheit is very cold. Speaking of an old English name, we've got Victoria Drive right here, named after the great Queen Victoria. We've got First Last. What's up, First Last? You should know Fahrenheit and Celsius by now, but you're always Googling it. Yeah. It's not the easiest conversion in the world. Kilometers and miles is a little bit easier. I actually prefer Fahrenheit, to be honest with you. Fahrenheit is more precise than Celsius. And I definitely prefer miles over kilometers. I basically prefer the imperial system, except when I'm working in the lab. We use metric in the lab. In science, we all use metric in science. Oh, and we've got Side-Eye. Your boyfriend Johnny went to Vegas without you. Welcome, Side-Eye, also known as the famous Jelly Bean. Welcome. You're using one of your newest aliases, I see, Jelly Bean. Nice to see you. Or maybe you're Ziggy. You're either Jelly Bean or Jelly Bean's minion. Side-Eye. Keep an eye out for Side-Eye, everyone. Hello, Marie. How you doing? Jelly Bean, you're really obsessed with my channel, eh? You lurk like crazy on my channel, it seems. I noticed you were in Vegas there a while ago. I'm assuming Johnny waited until you left before he went there. Last thing he wants is to be stalked by Jelly Bean. And we've got Randy Rock, $20, a little something for Christmas. Thank you so much, Randy. A Merry Christmas to you, my friend. Thank you for the $20 super chat. I appreciate you, bud. Dutchman says, a very famous troll. Yes, a very famous troll. There is no more famous troll than Jelly Bean. She is by far the most famous troll in our community. By far the most famous outcast. A real pariah amongst the people. Basically the black sheep of the community. And Johnny's stalker. We can call her Johnny's stalker. What's life without a troll once in a while? Well, I guess it does make things more interesting, eh? First, last. The weather in Vegas is beautiful. Vegas is hot. Like it's hot. Like it's almost too hot. That's so nice that a Tim Hortons around. Oh yeah, we got a lot of Tim Hortons. Everywhere you look, there's a Tim Hortons around here. dependent on their style of trolling, I suppose. Yes, well, there's some trolls that are worse than others, I suppose. The biggest issue I have with the current troll in our chat is that she's always taking shots at people like who don't deserve it, like Vivian and Marge. She's always taking shots at Medano and all of Johnny's mods, calling Vivian and Marge old. Who calls someone old? Like, you don't think you're gonna get old in life? You think time stops for you? Like, how mature you gotta be to call someone old? Like, give me a break. So we've got the train yard here. Oh, you have miles on your car speed there, Jean-Marc? Okay, we have miles in kilometers. Both. My car actually has miles first because it's from the States, but it does have kilometers in smaller numbers. A nice little walkway with these cool tiled steps here, almost like a pyramid or a ziggurat, one might say. And you guys know what a ziggurat is? Jean-Marc says the over 60s are old to me. Well, eventually you're going to be over 60s if you make it that far. You could also die young too. There's that, right? But I respect the people that are older than me. They've lived longer and they know more about life than I do through their experiences. And I certainly respect Vivian and Marge for all the time and effort and dedication they have to our community. And Medano has extreme dedication to our community, and he does not deserve being called names by these trolls who got banned because of their own bad behavior, not because the mods don't like them. I think she's even alienated some people on the channels that she's not banned from, like Pat75, the mod for Norma, and Jaycation. I think she went to Vegas to see him, but doesn't look like there's too much interaction between them anymore on the chats. He's basically ignores her or hides from her. I don't blame him. Your car passed the road test. Your cars in Canada have to have a road test check each year. No. There is some provinces that have to have an emissions test. Or they used to. I don't know. Ontario got rid of it. Vancouver, British Columbia doesn't have that. But in California, they had to take an emissions test every year. And if you have a check engine light on, which my BMW always has a check engine light on, you gotta like pay a shitload to get that shit fixed before you can get the emissions test. It's just a big scam. We respect everyone in our community. Doesn't matter how old or young they are or what gender they are, or what orientation they are, or what ethnic group or religion they are. We don't discriminate. We don't insult each other. And if you do, then you get banned. You get banned very quickly. You get tossed out and eliminated from our society. The drivers, you know what, Randy? I was thinking this the other day. I think drivers, and now no one would agree to this, like the drivers would go crazy. But personally, I think drivers should have to take a driver's test every 10 years and renew their license. Personally, that's what I think should happen. Now, there would be an absolute outrage if that was the case, but certainly we don't even have enough people that work for the transportation authority to even do that many tests, I'm sure. But personally, I think that's what should happen, just to keep people on their toes and make sure that they still are driving okay and not lapsing into bad habits such as rolling through stop signs, speeding like crazy in the city. If you want to go 80 miles an hour, go for it on the highway, okay? Don't go 80 miles an hour in the city. Go on the highway. Go in that left lane and go as fast as you want. I don't care. You agree to that concept, eh, Randy? I mean, there would be an absolute outrage if they brought that in, but I do think it would reduce the number of car accidents significantly, and it would bring insurance rates down. We've got Brad Palmer with us. Welcome, Brad. How you doing, my man? Jean-Marc, that seems like a money pit. Seems like a way for them to make money off you testing your car every year for that kind of stuff. Got an open house down there. Dutchman says they just hook it up to a computer. Yeah, you're right when you're with regards to the emissions test, but if you have a check engine light on, the computer will automatically fail it, which is so stupid. Because most of those check engine lights do have to do with emissions, but frankly, mine's always on, and I drove halfway across the world with that car. Okay, I drove from Boston to San Francisco. I drove from San Francisco to Vancouver in it. I didn't have any issues, so that check engine light was on the whole time. And you can't start your car with the check engine light on with the remote. Oh, is that right? That's stupid. Israel Morales is with us. Welcome, Israel. Yeah, a lot of these schemes are just to make money off of us. So you're saying, Brad, if you have a remote starter, you can't start the car if the check engine light is on? That is weird. I've never heard that before. I guess I won't be getting a remote starter for my car. Not that you really need one here in Vancouver. It doesn't get super cold where you want to start it up for a few minutes and warm it up. Interesting, Brad. I never heard that before. You can hook up this device to your car using a USB cable, a special USB cable that you can buy, and then you can get the software and you can go in and clear those check engine lights. Sometimes they don't clear all the way, but sometimes you can just clear them. Got some little teddy bears here. Even when it's low on gas, the remote start. Oh, really? So it sounds like these remote starters are a bit finicky, huh? I guess then it runs out of gas while it's idling. There's a nice house there. Beautiful circular window there at the top. Allow a lot of light in. Nice modern style home, but with some sort of older characteristics. Looks like there's maybe a shop or something in the front floor. That guy has quite the Santa Claus over here. There's a good sized Santa for you. Bigger than the porch. That's at least what, 10 feet? If not, that's probably 12 feet, that sucker, right? Hello, Gustavo from Brazil. Welcome, Gustavo from Brazil. Nice to see you, my friend. But now that Brad's telling me all this stuff, doesn't look like I'm going to get one for my car. My previous car was manual transmission, so I don't think I could even get a remote starter for that, because in order to start a car with manual transmission, you have to press the clutch. Yeah, absolutely, Brad. It never gets minus 20 around here. But I know in North Bay, Ontario, it definitely does, so. And Michelle Gray says in Alberta, you have to get your car inspected. Alberta, I'm sure you could use a remote starter. Alberta is famously very cold. Another good sized Santa here as well. Yeah, so many rules nowadays, eh? These guys decorated their tree with a few ornaments. That's cute. Hope no one steals those. a nice new house here with some shiny new stone on the front. Even the chimney pipe there is brand new, you can tell. Some stainless steel. Lane Fab design build. Oh, and they've got a little laneway house here. We call these laneway houses here in Vancouver. You can smell the wood from this brand new wooden fence here. And we have laneways here in all throughout Vancouver where people park their cars, and this guy built a garage, and maybe there's even an apartment in there. I'm not sure. Sometimes that could just be a garage. Sometimes you can have a whole house here right on the laneway where someone can live. -20 in Calgary and -21 tonight over there in northern Ontario. That doesn't sound fun. Here we're +13. So as you can see, Canada has a wide range of temperatures. Looks like there's another open house down this street. Oh yeah, Randy, they have those heaters, right? The heat block or whatever, a block heater that you can plug your car in. You need like a long extension cord probably to get to your house, and then you can just plug it in and it stays warm all night. That's a good idea. You could do that. I'm wondering if Brad has one of those. In some places in Alaska, they just keep their car running 24/7 because it's so cold. If they turn it off, they won't be able to restart it. You have a gas heater. Is that how they call it in France? Gaz, G-A-Z. Israel says, Robert, I remember the Church of Our Lady of Guadalupe in San Francisco. Yesterday was your day. Oh, was yesterday the festival of Our Lady of Guadalupe in Mexico? That's a big celebration, right? Our Lady of Guadalupe, the most famous what's the word? Shrine, I guess, or the most famous miracle. It's kind of the foundation myth of Mexico, one might call it. It's not a myth, but you know, the foundation miracle of Mexico. Our Lady of Guadalupe. +13, yep. Nice warm day today. It's not always like this. It gets down. It was around 2 degrees Celsius last week. So it fluctuates. But today's definitely a warm day for December. Yeah, I can't believe we're almost halfway through December. The year's almost over. It doesn't feel like it. I'm not going to be doing too much for Christmas this year, just staying here and studying for my real estate exam. I'm going to try and get my real estate license next month, or in about a month and a half or so. And I'll probably get into the commercial real estate space if I can, if all goes well. Looks like they've got a party going on up there. Could be part of the open house where they're actually serving drinks at the open house. And we've got Gigi NYC. Good luck with your exams and all the best with your new career. Thank you so much, Gigi. Welcome, Gigi. Hope you're doing well. Appreciate you. Well, I've been watching a lot of $1 Million Listing with Ryan Serhant, Gigi, so that's what got me onto it. I'm just kidding. I do watch that show. Oh, thank you, Michelle, as well. Israel says, in 2 days, the sanctuary received 30 million people. Wow. Or 13 million. I'm sure you're familiar with those shows, eh, Gigi? There's a new one on Netflix called Owning Manhattan. It's actually pretty good. Ryan Serhant started his own brokerage. So it follows him and his fairly good-looking agents around. Oh, thanks, Marie. I figure I have to do something different now because there's not too many jobs in biotech here in Vancouver or in Canada in general. So I've always been interested in real estate. I have never really thought about doing it as a career until a few weeks ago. License, and now that I started studying it, it's quite interesting actually. It's actually, and other forms of law, and then you also have to know a lot of math because you got to calculate mortgages, you got to know what financial statements are, like an income statement and a balance sheet. I already know a lot of that stuff. Nice home here. Green siding. Marie says, I think you would be perfect in real estate. Oh, thanks, Marie. I think I'll enjoy it. I think it's all about working hard and doing, just putting in a lot of effort. I think with commercial real estate, it's a little more interesting than residential. Usually you specialize in one or the other. And I think it would be cool to work with clients. You're mostly working with investors in the commercial space. It's mostly based on numbers rather than emotions. And, like with residential, you're selling a dream, right? Someone's dream home, right, that they want to live in. They can imagine their family growing up there. They can imagine sitting out on the porch and drinking coffee and, this and that. But with commercial real estate, it's more about the numbers. Although people who are looking to open up their own store or open up their own restaurant or coffee shop, that's a dream too. And so I'd like to help people find spaces like that for them to start their business dreams, you know what I mean? Oh, thank you, Gigi. I hope I am. I'm not gonna rely on luck or anything. I'm just gonna try and work as hard as I can and learn from those who already have a lot of experience. Ideally, you have to get your license. You have to pass your license exam, and then you have to get hired by a brokerage in order to legally sell real estate. You can't do it on your own. You have to be with the brokerage. Brokerage doesn't pay you though or anything. They just take some of your commission. Actually, you actually have to pay them. So it's not really that hard to find like a brokerage to go with, because they're benefiting from having you on their team usually. So, but I just need to find one that will be willing to train me and take me under their wing and show me the ropes. So it'll be fun to do something new. For biotech, you go to Toronto. For biotech, you go to Boston or San Francisco. That's where you go for biotech. And I already lived in those two cities. And that's... Now I'm talking about biotech research and development, not manufacturing. Toronto does have some companies, and even Vancouver has a few companies as well that do what I do, but right now the job market is not that great here in Canada for that. So I figured I'd get into something that's more lucrative, possibly. Of course, my YouTube channel is just a hobby, but I do enjoy hanging out with you guys and walking around the city and exploring and showing you what's happening. Those folks who get to do this full-time though are lucky. Although I saw Johnny's video today, he said he might stop posting daily videos, which is a bit surprising consider how long he's gone. But I totally agree that it gets a little bit tiring. It's not that easy to do videos all the time. And here in Vancouver it rains so much that it's like pretty much impossible to go do videos all the time, unless you want to get soaking wet and you want to get your phone soaking wet and your gimbal soaking wet and you want to have raindrops on your lens while you're walking around and no one can see what's even on the screen. Got some sort of forest sculpture here. Static Tricolor Camry says it's warmer there in Ontario. It's minus 11 here. Ooh, that is cold. It is a lot of work to put up video for sure, especially for years and years. You got to think of, I mean, you don't want to like do the same video all the time, right? So you got to think of new neighborhoods to go to. You got to talk about the neighborhoods. Now, when I lived in San Francisco, when I first started my channel, I did a lot of recorded videos. But it was exciting because I never really had explored the city too much, and so that was a cool way for me to go and check out all these different neighborhoods that I wouldn't really normally go to. But Johnny and Ken have been to every neighborhood pretty much in Toronto, except maybe Rexdale or something. I don't think you're going to see too many videos of Rexdale. You've seen some torrential rain walks from Southeast Asia, yeah. I mean, people can do those once in a while, but to go out in the rain every single day and get wet doesn't sound like fun to me. Well, thank you, Static Tricolor. Just if you don't mind not using all caps in the chat too much, just because all caps kind of symbolizes that you're yelling, you know? Not everyone knows that, but all caps is kind of a way to yell at someone in a text message form, so ideally you don't want to use all caps all the time unless you have something very important to say. Appreciate it, Static. Could always go on Vancouver Beach. Yeah, we got a lot of beaches in Vancouver, but it rains on the beach too. There's one beach that I've never been to yet, though, and I don't think I can record there without getting severely beaten up. It's called Wreck Beach. And the reason I say that is because it's actually a nude beach. And so people walk around completely naked on the beach over there. And there's no cameras allowed. Yeah, Wreck Beach is famously a nude beach. I might go there one day, but I don't think I'll be doing a live stream. My friend goes there, and he gets naked too, apparently. He's like, yeah, I'm like, where were you today? He's like, oh, I was over at Wreck Beach. I'm like, oh yeah? He's like, yeah, I got totally naked. I'm like, you were hanging out on the beach totally naked? That's hilarious. I'm like, he's like, well, you can't talk to girls unless you're naked. I'm like, really? He's like, yeah, they won't talk to you unless you take all your clothes off. I'm like, oh, okay. So apparently there's a lot of good-looking girls there that get naked and will only talk to you if you're completely in the buff. Feel like that could be a little awkward, but okay. He's like, join the club, right? I know. Hey, when in Rome, be as the Romans, they say. Probably not many nudists in the rain. I would imagine not, but here in Vancouver, you never know. How many views did your one short get? Oh, well, the YouTube short didn't get that many views. It kind of got shadow banned because of all the comments and whatnot. But on Instagram, it got over 12 million views. Instagram doesn't really care. The comments are really rough, like really rough on that video, I mean. Jean-Marc. That I do not know, my friend, nor do I want to know. All right, have a good one, Michelle. Yes, Mark, I think that's what a lot of people are probably worried about. Wrapping up the live stream here in the next few minutes. Sorry about the short stream today, but like I mentioned, I'm fairly busy these days. And just wanted to get out and do a quick stream since it has finally stopped raining after 12 days in December. Every single day it's rained, and in November it rained like crazy, and in most of October it rained like crazy. So this fall has been very, very wet here in Vancouver. Yeah, I usually go on for at least 2.5, 3 hours, sometimes 4 even, but today we're gonna have to cut it a little bit short. If there's another non-rainy day later this week, I might do another one. Probably T-Shods will be going live tonight, I assume. Maybe Johnny from Las Vegas might go out, who knows. Guarantee the side-eye troll will be watching that stream. Can I live stream any flooding? I'm not sure. I don't know if that's really possible right now to get over there. All the highways are closed because the highways are flooded too. We miss going to the coffee shop with you. Oh, thank you, Jean-Marc. I love having you guys with me. And no matter what happens, I will always keep this channel going, you know, even if I'm super busy with a new career, I will still try and squeeze in the odd live stream here and there. T-Shods is live now. Nice. Well, that's what I will do then when I get in to my house. I will make some lunch and watch T-Shods live stream. All right, well, thank you everyone for joining me on this short walk through East Vancouver. It was great to catch up with you on this non-rainy day for once. Please remember to like and subscribe. Jean-Marc says, there's so many of us living in the world, living parallel lives. We work, live in the same dimension. Yeah, there you go. What's for lunch, Robert? Oh, I'll probably heat up some of the food that I made last night. It's Indian food that I made, so I've got some leftovers that I'm gonna fire up. Thank you for joining Steel Israel, GGNYC. Nice to see you. Hope to see you again. Jean-Marc, Marie and Brad, Mark Bass, Medano, Michelle, Randy Ruck, Juanita and Jazz, and everyone else in the chat. And thank you, Randy and Mike Landry, for the super chats. And remember to hit the like button, subscribe. I also have memberships, and also make sure you hit the notifications for when I go live. All right, See you, everyone. Take care. Bye for now.